Hey guys, welcome back to Subsistence. Very exciting day today. We are checking out an early build of Alpha 67. 67.08 to be precise at time of recording. And if you haven't heard, Cold Games posted about this in Steam on I think the 4th of February, looking for testers for this version of Alpha 67. Reason being is that he has finally moved over to the fully licensed engine source code, moving away from UDK, which you may have seen pop up previously. It's a big move, he says, planned for a long time, and has opened huge possibilities and freedom for continued development. Now, one of the things that has to be done in order to use this new engine is our old save files need to be converted to a new format that can be read by the source code. That will all happen in the background. So you will just opt into Alpha 67, back up your save file, by the way, if you decide you want to jump in and help test. Back up your save folder, because if there are any issues, then you can restore and you won't lose anything. But so far I've not experienced any issues, and I don't think there's been anything reported either, so it should be pretty safe. But please back up your folder just in case. But the first time you launch Alpha 67, after you've opted in to the beta in Steam, you will see a couple of pop-ups from Epic, I think, saying allow. You just click allow, and then you're presented as normal. The game will load to the main menu. So it's pretty seamless. It works in the background, does its thing, and then you're good to go. So I've not experienced any issues. Hopefully you won't either. And as I say, as far as I can see in the forums and on the official Discord, nobody else has really experienced any issues either. So that's all good news. One thing to note with this change to the new alpha is that hunter bases get reset. So they'll disappear off the map and start rebuilding as if you're starting afresh. But your base remains, all of your builds, all of your progress in the game will remain. You won't lose any of that, which is awesome. I mean, how many developers manage to make such substantial changes to their game and don't make you restart? I mean, it's pretty rare these days, so that's awesome. And I think I should probably just let you know, spoilers, one of the big changes in this Alpha 67 is the introduction of a base painting mechanic. So you unlock paint and a paintbrush at the furniture workbench, and you can paint the inside and outside of your base, which is very exciting. And also there are a bunch of new recipes and some new foods. Wheat, bacon, and I don't know what else, but we haven't got the full release notes yet. This is still a very early look at this alpha, just to test that the save migration works. So just bear that in mind if you do want to jump in early and check out all these changes. Anyway, with that in mind, I thought rather than go into my current series playthrough save, which I'm very early days on, I'm going to load my old one, which is on day 600. And I have a lot of items in storage and all the workstations built, so we can check out all of the changes and get stuck in. So let's load this up and go and take a look. Okay, and here we are. Now, apparently there have been some performance tweaks, so it should be much smoother, especially for people with huge builds. But yeah, it's looking fine here. Now, those of you who have been watching for a long time, who've been following the channel for a long time, you will have known that I was experiencing a particularly weird crash with this particular save. This one is 600 days old, and it would intermittently crash, and it wouldn't let me start the game, and I was having all sorts of issues. I spent some time chatting to Cold Games, trying to investigate what the cause of this was, sent him a copy of my save file. He asked me to try a few things. You know, we went through a few things. Initially, he couldn't replicate the issue, but he did tell me about a week or two later that he had identified the cause of the crash, and it was all to do with the collision on the, I believe, the collision on the ATV, and has put in a fix that was to be introduced in this alpha. And so far, I haven't had any problems loading this save and no crashes. So yeah, that looks to be fixed. So if you were experiencing an odd crash that was difficult to replicate but was stopping you from loading the game occasionally, it was to do with the collision on the ATV and possibly other items. I don't know exactly what the fix was, but we'll find out that in the full patch notes, the full release patch notes. Hopefully you'll mention what that fix was. Anyway, we're in, and there are a few things I want to check out. So first of all, new recipes. Let's have a look. Oh, my goodness. Okay, hash browns we already had. Let's have a look at this. Liver and onions. Look at the new graphic. I don't like liver. I wouldn't eat liver, but that looks good. Steak and eggs is the same. We have an omelette. Now that looks lovely. Fluffy eggs folded over fresh vegetables. Mushrooms, onion, tomato and eggs. Bacon and egg sandwich. Sliced bread, eggs and bacon. Yikes. Fish and chips. Golden crispy battered fish and chunky chips. So we've got fish, steak, flour, bread and lard. 6 lard. So there's all sorts of new items here that we're going to have to either grow or produce ourselves. That's interesting. Fish cakes, fish steak, crayfish, mashed potato and eggs. Look how good they look. And honey glazed pork and vegetables was there previously. Let's have a look what else we've got in here. In the saucepan, we've got boiled eggs, mashed potato, tomato soup. They're all the same. Steak and dumpling stew. I can't get over these images. They look so tasty. Right, so we got steak, onions, carrots and flour. All right. Chicken stew was there previously. We got jam, lard. This is where we make lard. So we need 8 fat to make 1 block of lard that is used for making fish and chips. Just fish and chips so far, I think. Yeah, just fish and chips so far. Okay. Bake. Let's see what we've got in the bake recipe. Rabbit casserole, that's been there a while. Fish pie, that's remained unchanged. Steak Wellington. My goodness, this guy's made a hut in the middle of the wilderness. He's making steak Wellington. It's incredible. Tender steak wrapped in bacon, baked in golden pastry with mushrooms. So we need steak, mushrooms, bacon and pastry. So lard and flour, pastry, plus water probably. Interesting. Okay, roast ribs and vegetables. That's unchanged. Bread loaf. Bread dough. Alright. Can be used for sandwiches. Is that spelt right? That looks weird. And other cooking recipes. Okay. Bread loaf. Blueberry pie. Blueberries and pastry. And what's this? Steak and mushroom pie. Steak, mushrooms, onion and pastry. Okay. Oh, look, here's where we make the other ingredients. So we've got a prep option now in the cooker. Okay, so we can make flour. We need 4 wheat to make 1 batch of flour. We need 8 flour and 15 lard to make 1 batch of pastry. We need 8 flour and 1 water to make bread. To make a chicken and salad sandwich. Oh, that's cool. We need reared chicken meat. So this is going to be the premium meat. Tomato, medicinal herbs and sliced bread. Okay. And an egg sandwich is egg, medicinal herbs and sliced bread. That's crazy. I love it. All right. No more options in equipment or upgrade. Well, a ton of changes in the cooker here. This is awesome. Right, okay. So let's just check all of... I've got some fish, but it's cooked, unfortunately. What have I got here? Liver and onions. Yeah, it's just a new graphic. I gotta say that does make it look more appealing. Okay, I've got some salmon, 2 pieces of salmon. I have to go out and see if we can find these new items. Is it daytime? Oh gosh, it's daytime. All right, so let's just double check all of the workstations and make sure nothing has changed. I'm going to put in some wood. I'm going to grab that ash. Let me turn my lights off. So we've checked the cooker. Yeah, all of this is still looking the same. And let's look in the electrical bench. We've got nothing new in here. The recipe hasn't changed. No, we still need 2 and 2. 1 and 3. 2 and 3. Okay, those values are the same. That's awesome. Recycler looks the same. We have nothing of interest really in the refinery. Yep, no further upgrades. Okay. Mass fabricator, that looks the same. Let's have a look in the workbench. You never know, we might have something sneaky in here. That hasn't been mentioned, but no, it looks the same. An upgrade is just for upgrading the weapon. Power generation, fine. And let's see what we've got in storage. So we have some fat, so we can make lard. I think I'm going to make that. Everything else looks fairly normal. We've got plenty of ammo on this save. Let's go and make some lard, shall we? Prep. How did I make lard again? Here? I'll make 2. I'll make 2 lots of lard. I wonder if that goes off. We've got the fridge, so we can put that away. I wish I could bring some of these items over to my other save. Alright, what have we got in here? We have some alcohol. Now, I believe alcohol is needed in the manufacture of paint. So I'll grab that. We never did upgrade this for power efficiency. Let's go and check on the chicken. How are you doing in here? You're doing okay. So we've got the free range and the feces tray, and we've got a couple of other positions we can put more chickens in. Does this look larger than previous? I don't know if that graphics, that font's changed. It was a bit small maybe before. Alright, and we've got nothing in our extraction mining drills. That all looks similar. Okay. We've got our level 1 chicken there. Okay, that all looks good. So I think our fat has finished here. Oh, that makes 100! Wow. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's put that in this. In there. There we go. So we can use that for cooking. The only problem is we don't have any of the other items needed. We need flour, and for that we're going to need wheat, which we haven't found, but apparently this is available in the world. So you can pick it up at, you know, you find it like you would blueberries, that sort of thing. Or cotton in the autumn. So we've got some lard. That's good. All right, let me just double check the other workstations and we'll go out and see if we can find any wheat. Because it would be nice to maybe be able to actually do a bit of this cooking and check out some of these recipes. So have I got everything I need? I could do with doing some repairs. All of this looks good. Let's just double check the furniture bench. This is where we will see wood varnish. That's used for crafting furniture. Paint. We need coal tar. We can make some. We can make some paint. 1 lot. Coal tar is expensive. We need coal for that, and I don't think I've got any. Let me go and grab the ingredients for this as well. So we need 4 cloth, 3 boards, and 3 sinew. Let me make sure we've got all of this. Where's my cloth? 3 sinew, I remember that. And 3 boards, maybe? Let's see if we can make this paintbrush. I haven't even made a hammer in my other save, so... There we go. So we've got a bit of paint. I'll put this alcohol in here then. We would have to go to the caves to go and get some coal in order to make more paint. But maybe this will be enough to do a small amount. We can just try. Okay, so let's hop downstairs in just a second. What else have I got in here? Nothing. I don't think anything else has really changed. I forgot I'd got a ladder hatch here. I forgot I added that in. Let's use that, why not? Oh, maybe let me just quickly check the garden. Make sure there are no changes here with the garden beds. Sprinkler automation. I do think the text is a little bigger, maybe. Anything new in here? This all looks the same. Yep, and based on the other things, I don't think any of the recipes would have changed. So there's barely any wind and we're not making any power with this turbine. Alright. Okay, let's jump down. Yeah, this is a new addition I added in the last episode, I think. Let's have a look at this paintbrush then. So, ooh, okay. What wall do we want to paint? Do we want a feature wall or... Right, we'll start with this one maybe. Oh, right, okay, I'm holding right mouse button. These are patterns we can add. And we can add colour. So, we've got some blue in here. Let's add a bit of blue, shall we? Should we go for a light blue or a nice dark? I think something in the middle. Oh yeah, okay. Let's have a look what they all look like on the brush. Oh, Sally is going to love that one. That's very teal. That's quite green. We've got purple, more of a pinky purple, pink, and a pastel pink, okay. Lots of different greens. We've got a nice yellow, bright yellow, an orange, reddy orange, more of a red, bit of a brown maybe. Serial killer red and a dark bloodstain red almost. And then we've got browns. Yeah, very nice tones. It's very nicely done actually. I do like this. I like the black as well. I'm tempted to go for the black. I haven't got much paint. And I just like the idea of the black with this frame. Yep, okay. Let's go for... I'm going to go for black. Wouldn't you know? Okay. Ooh. Alright, so it's got some texture to it. How much paint has that used? 3. Yikes, okay. Yeah, it's not smooth. And we're down to 1. So it depends on the size of the wall as to how much paint it's going to use. Yeah, we're going to need an awful lot of trips down to the cave to get coal for that. I don't think I've got any coal. Let me just double check upstairs. Because if I have, I will make more. I have 70! Okay, where do I make coal tar again? Let's have a quick look. Is it in here? No. Is it in the furniture bench? Wood varnish, paint. Where do I make coal tar? I don't think it would be the cooker. Is it in just in my inventory? I cannot remember. It's been a long time. Let's have a look in maybe in here. No. In here? No. Don't think it'll be in here. No. The fire? No. Where do I make coal tar? Surely not in this. Here? I bet it's in here, actually. Let's see. Let me split maybe half of this. I bet it's in here. Yeah, look, it's refining. It's refining this. So I do believe this is where coal tar is made. We're going to need a bunch of this, aren't we? Let me try and split this as equally as I can, maybe. So we've got 9, 9 and 9, and then I need this split into 3. So let's see, 3, 3 and 2 is about as good as I'll get, I think. We can split 1 off here, and we'll leave this running, and hopefully we'll just wait around and confirm that is where you get coal tar from. But if so, we'll make a bunch of paint and I'll do a bit more painting. That'll be awesome. I'm glad I kept a little. At least we got to check that out. I'll put the paint and the paintbrush away in this, I think, for now. And I've got lots of alcohol. So yeah, we should be able to make a good batch of paint when we get back. But we're going to go out and have a look for wheat if we can find any. So let me just check the usual, make sure I'm fed, watered, and that we've got plenty of power. Yeah, here's the coal tar. Right, good. We know that's all working. I am going to need some power generation. Why am I so short of power on this save? I wonder. I must have done quite a bit of crafting last time around, maybe. So let's... Oh, that is quite oppressive. Kind of want to make the whole wall black anyway. Okay, well, we'll top the fire up. Let's make sure we eat something and drink something, and we'll head out and go and look for some stuff. So, what do we want? We need something filling. We'll have a tomato soup. And why not? I'm going to eat some fish, I think. So we only need a couple of little bits. And we've got bottled... Oh, I really miss berry water in my previous... Or in my new save. I don't have too much of it lying around. Oh, we've got 30 in here. Wow. Okay. And look how many protein bottles we've got. It's amazing. Alright, I think we're good to go. So, we've got plenty of ammo. It's November, so it is cold out. So we should be aware of that. But let's go looking for some wheat. And also, I just want to confirm... You alright, chicken? Also, I just want to confirm that the hunter bases have disappeared. So, let's go and do that quickly. And I need to know... I don't know when wheat grows and can be found in this version of Subsistence, in this alpha. And I'm really... I think I know what wheat looks like, but we also need to just be sure. That hunter base on the hill's gone, I think. Have we got any lockpicks? We do. Let's just go and have a look over there and make sure they have disappeared. They will rebuild, of course. But I just want to confirm that. So yeah, very exciting. What do you guys think of this update and this news? There is a lot of possibility out there. Hopefully a lot of good news for the update cycle. Hopefully a little faster with the updates now. Yeah, it's gone. So our hunter bases have completely reset. That's fine. We can live with that. Right, let's gather some stuff and keep an eye out for wheat as we run around. Where do I want to go? I guess it's not too important, but I do need some resources as we run around as usual. Always do. Plenty to collect in this game. Right, yep. Hi, bear. Right, we'll run up here. Now, do be aware we're also going to possibly run into some rogues, so... Just because the hunter bases are going to be rebuilding, it doesn't mean there won't be rogue camps around that we could run into. So I'm doing kind of broad sweeps of the horizon, just looking for what I think the wheat is going to look like. And hopefully we'll get lucky. I think a few people in the discussions on Steam and in the Discord, the official Discord, a couple of people have had problems finding any wheat, and others have found quite a bit, have made sandwiches and stuff already. So yeah, that looks promising. It's all going to be random, of course. But look, the game is running really nicely. As usual, as you would expect. So there was a lot of information in that beginning section of this video today, but please do take a moment just to go and check out the link that I'm going to post in there to Cold Games posts, because there's a big discussion, a little bit more explanation on what the changes have been, the implications of those changes, the benefits of those changes. So it's worth just familiarising yourself with those. And of course, when Cold Games is happy that the migration of save files is working as intended, which to me it looks like it is right now, when he's happy, this will be released into experimental for a broader population of testers, I guess you could say. Broader access to anyone who wants to help with testing this update. And then when that's gone well, it will be fully released to the stable branch of the game on Steam. And the migration of your save file will happen automatically, of course. Now I'm going to grab a few medicinal plants. We're lucky that we've loaded in November and not December, because I reckon wheat probably doesn't grow in the winter. I don't know for sure, but we've got a bit of a chance of finding some at least. I should be collecting ores and all sorts, but we're really here just checking out some of the changes. There's no particular place the wheat is more likely than less to grow. Whoa. Okay, bear's fighting something there. So I think it is just a matter of running around and keeping an eye out for the wheat. And hopefully I won't run past any. I'm getting a bit of pop-in with some of the bushes and stuff here, I'm noticing. We've got a lot crate, which I'm not going to turn down, because that's nice to have, so we'll pick that up. Always lovely to find a lot crate. We'll see if there's anything new in here as well. It's a pretty good lot crate. Some gears, some scrap, lots of iron, cotton seeds and copper. Yeah, pretty good lot crate actually. Okay, let's continue on. We want to cover really as much ground as possible. I might even extend our playtime a little bit today. so we can cover a bit more ground. And we don't have to worry too much about the hunters. If we run into any, it'll be a single hunter setting up his first, the first base, the small hunter camp, so it's a pretty good time. Alright, nothing so far, no sign of any wheat. If you do spot any as you're watching me run around, do please let me know. Hopefully I would spot it in editing anyway, but just in case. I'm going to get to maybe a little bit of a flatter area. There were no base painting was one of the things mentioned a long time ago. So that's great to see that finally added into the game. I have to imagine that stability, structural integrity is going to be arriving soon after. Possibly in the next alpha. I would not be surprised at all. There's an ore just disappeared there. Let's grab this. Everything is kind of straw wheat coloured actually. So it's making the search a little more tricky. Got a good vista here. I'm not spotting anything unusual that I haven't sort of got used to seeing. So I don't think there's any wheat here. Oh, there is a kitty there though, look. Animals still hanging out together. By the way, when I was chatting with Cole Games about the issue that I had with my saves, he did mention that one of the things he wants to address in the future are the animals. So we've had the new hunter models, the animations for the hunters. Oh, hi. I believe new models for the animals will be coming at some point as well in the future. So new wolves, bears, cougar possibly. Not sure about the smaller animals, but I would imagine there'd be a whole pass done on the creatures and their animations. Okay, I'm going to go up this way just so I can avoid that wolf. We might run into a cougar around here, of course. Kind of nice being back in this save, actually. I'm so familiar with this area. Okay, I'm still grabbing bags and things. We'll see how we get on. Hopefully we'll get lucky and find one piece of wheat. Did I see... Well, I saw the bear, but there was a crate or something I think I saw here. No. Alright, let's go a little further. Gonna grab some wood. It's getting dark. We're gonna need to head back in a second. Yeah, we'll run down here quickly. I do have flashlights on these weapons, so we can get back without struggling with the dark. Hopefully, anyway. There's a creature on the left over there. There's one in front of me. Let's go through the middle here. I'll leave the wood for now. We've gathered quite a bit of wood. Yep. Something heard me. A bear over there. Let's see. Any wheat anywhere? Come on. Come on, game. We need one. We want to have a look at it. I'm really hoping it will stand out as something I don't recognise. And we can scoop at least one piece up, hopefully. But it's not looking good, is it? Okay, I'm going to run back a slightly different way. But we immediately found a lock crate today, which was good. That was nice. As I say, there's no special place, as far as I'm aware, where you can find this wheat. And it's just a matter of running around looking for it. Imagine if the patch notes come out and wheat doesn't grow in November. And I've been fruitlessly searching, but it doesn't mention that in the post from Coal Games, so hopefully we can have a chance at trying to find some. Alright, well, we've found a piece of cotton. So there are things out here to discover. Let's run around the lake. Our hunters have definitely moved anyway, that is the thing. We have confirmed. And as I say, the game's running beautifully. Alright, we've got a bear or something there maybe? Usually a bear if it's a level 3. Could be a wolf. No, it was a wolf. Okay, well we're in. We finished the walls recently on this build. We've got a garage door there, exit for our vehicle. Imagine we stumble across a piece of wheat here. No, it doesn't look like we are going to be so lucky. So let's just double check our little compound area. Yep, nothing here. Okay, let's get back inside then. And we should probably grab an egg. We might want that. And I'll grab some water and we'll water the chicken. Where's my door? Oh, there, I put it on the other side, didn't I? Okay, where's my light? Need that. We'll top up the fire. And I'll turn this flashlight off so we don't lose battery. Let's get this egg put away in the kitchen. So, do we have eggs anywhere else? We don't. Cool. Okay, a bit disappointing we didn't find anything today, but I'm not too surprised. We'll head out again in the morning and go and check. Do another quick run around. Just trying to remember what goes in what box. Yeah, we've run out of room for that. Okay, we've got gears in here. Oh yes, seeds go upstairs. We've run out of room for this. And we had 24 iron from that lock crate, which is lovely. That is very cool. We've got 36 paint. Okay, let's do some stuff with some paint, shall we? So we need to run the feathers upstairs. And we'll put these away. We'll grab the paintbrush. May as well go this way. Is it a little lighter here? Or is it just me? Is it because of the full moon or something? Yeah, it's pretty nice. Nice and easy to see. Right, I'll grab this. We're going to make some paint then. So we've got 38 coal tar and 22 alcohol. Let's see how much one of these makes. I'll move the paint over there into my inventory. Hopefully this will appear here and we can see how much one set of ingredients makes. 10 at a time. Okay. Let's make a couple more then. That's all I can make. I can make some more coal tar, but I think that will give us like 30 odd bits of paint. Oh, look at that down there. We have rogues. Yeah, we've got rogues down right in front of our compound here. And we can see that they're rogues. If I transfer to our map, you can't zoom in unfortunately. But there's a campfire here. There is, oh my goodness, there was a blue light here, which is a hunter base. That'll be our first hunter setting up his base. And look what we've got over here. Now this is interesting. I didn't hear a plane crash. And that fire graphic there is very impressive. Very easy to see on the map at night time. We've also got a campfire very close by. I'm just going to see whether that is rogues or a hunter base. If it's a hunter base, that would be pretty quick. I don't think it will be. I think that must be rogues. We're looking for a green glow stick in the vicinity here. But look at that. That is so visible at night. I think that is a change. I don't recall seeing that colour and that brightness, the radius for that crash. I wonder if this campsite is empty because maybe the hunter got killed. We're not seeing any movement. And this should be a green glow stick too. Just check around, see what else we've got going on the map. It's very dark, I understand. Yeah, we've got another base here near our old compound and another one over here. So yeah, these are all rogues, I think. Yeah, I reckon that must be a rogue camp. But this is definitely hunters. Look, you can see the blue light there. So our first hunter base is going to be there. What a pain. We ran through here just. So they've just dropped in. Yeah, did you see the green? There's the green lights. That is a rogue camp here. But yeah, we've got base hunters there. Oh my goodness, on this save. That's not good. Interesting. Right, okay, let's jump out of this. And let's grab our paint. And we'll head downstairs and, you know, do a bit of decorating, I reckon. So we've got the paintbrush and we've got our paint. And I can turn this off. I don't think I'm going to paint anything up here. We'll paint downstairs. Let me put the extra casings away and the feathers. And yeah, let's go and paint something. I do want to water the chicken. Bear with me. I should probably do that first. Let's grab 2 water. And what do we want to feed them? Probably a couple of tomatoes. Let's do 3 tomatoes, I guess. Okay. Oh, this is very dark. I kind of like it though. Okay, we're dropping the food in first. Let that fill up. I'm going to eat a tomato. And we'll drop some water in. And that's the chicken sorted. Oh, that's quite nice. That was very easy. Okay, so water. We should drink, actually. Let's put those away. And we do need something to eat, so I'll have another bit of fish and we're good to go. Right, painting. Let's quickly see. Should we change the colour on this? Make it somewhat brighter? Should we do an orange? No item in paint range. Oh, okay. Yikes. Okay, that's a colour. Let's do red. I like the red, actually. Yeah, kind of like that. How much paint do I have? I have 41 left. Now, let's see. We've got that wall done. Let's see if the outside is also red. It's not. So you can paint individual faces of walls. That's crazy. I love that. Should we do a different colour above the door? Let's go for a yellow, I think. Let's try that. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, that's nice and add some brightness in here. Red and yellow, and then I don't know, how much paint have I got? I've got 28 left. I'm not sure I like that that yellow. Should we try the blue? Because we know Sally would like this. Oh yeah, that's quite nice. Very kind of beach colours, isn't it, that? I like the blue. Yeah, that is quite cool. And we've got 28 left. I think we can afford to put a little bit more of this blue around. That's very interesting, isn't it? 22 left. Okay, I'm going to go for it. We're just going to put blue on the walls here. Kind of separate this area a little bit. Yeah, let's do the whole living room. This is going to use a lot. We've got 10 left. Okay, can we do that wall there as well? And then we'll do the kitchen in a different colour. That's cool. It's going to take some getting used to. It really is going to take some getting used to. We've got 6 left, so we're kind of out of paint we can do now. But lots of trips down to the cave to get coal for sure. Let's see what it looks like with the lights off. I love the fact that you can decorate your base now and separate areas. So we'll put a different colour for the kitchen, obviously, and then, you know, we've got this. This looks really cool. Yeah, it looks really nice. I'm going to turn off the HUD and I might turn the light on, you know, because just to get a good picture here. And let's see. So this is our colour palette that we're working with right now. It looks really, really quite decent, I think. Yeah, it reminds me very much of beach side paint, you know, that's worn and weathered. That's really cool. I like the combination of those two colours together. Yeah, that's awesome. Right, okay. Right, we need to eat, I suppose, again, possibly. Yep. Then we'll have a tomato. We're good for water. Let me put my paintbrush away. And we'll top up the fire. And I've got some wood in here. Hopefully our power is looking a little healthier. And we'll just do one quick run around looking for some wheat. I think it might be too late in the season, unfortunately. But as there's no specific notification that the wheat is available at certain times of year, I'm hoping we've got a chance of finding some. So, right, our power is finished. We've run out of fuel in the generator. Was that full? Did I not fill that up last time? Like maybe I got the biofuel out and didn't run it. Power 0.72. That would be mining oh yeah, let me turn off the mining drills for a sec and we'll just get this power to build back up again. Oh, we got some snow. This is crazy. Okay. Well, we're good for food. Let's get out. We've got a level 4 chicken. Mining drills will turn you off. Awesome. Yeah, we're going to have a bit of snow now. Am I going to be warm enough? I think so. Yeah, I reckon so. Okay, how are you, chicken? You're going to be a good... Oh, grab your egg. Because we want that to hopefully make something with the eggs. But I think if we can't find wheat, we'll have to wait probably until the spring. There's the campfire down there. There are the rogues. They've got their winter jackets on. Is wheat going to be more difficult to find at this time of year? Potentially. I'm gonna use my elevator, I think. So let me call the elevator down. And we'll leave from the top exit and hopefully bypass all of the hunters that are nearby, hopefully. Okay, good. Now we could always take the cable car across to over there. That's something we could do, but anyway, we're going to go this way. And let's go and see if we can find some wheat. Like I said, I'm thinking that maybe we're too late in the season. I mean, snow on the ground's not the best time, I guess, to be looking for wheat. I realise I took the elevator up and then I've run down here, but I decided I think I want to go into the valley. Might be a better chance of finding wheat over there. And maybe I won't pick up quite so many logs today. We'll just try and do a good run looking for wheat. It's very, very much the end of autumn, so I'm really hoping there'll be a chance to find 1 or 2 pieces, maybe. But I gotta say, those graphics for the new food look amazing. Really love those. Especially the liver and onions one, because I always thought that looked a bit gross previously. Not that I would eat liver and onions in real life anyway, but in game they didn't look very appetizing at all. Okay, I need to keep an eye on my stamina, but I am also just scanning around looking for wheat. If you spot any, let me know. I will pick up the odd bit of scrap, I guess. I don't have a lockpick. Now I'm looking at this sort of colour, aren't I? So there's still a bit of that around. But I think it will be more obvious than that. So we're at the arch. We can run down into the valley from here and maybe have a better chance. We can definitely see further across the valley, so that's why I'm thinking we'll go here. Okay, we need the berry. I'll leave the wood. No, I've got a wolf there. We'll go this way. I'll grab this scrap here. But I think because now I've opted into the Alpha 67 early test, my other series, which I'm at a much earlier stage, will also be on Alpha 67, so I'm pretty sure we'll find wheat running around in that, because I think we're only in June in that save, so if it is month dependent, we've got a better chance of finding some in that save. So the next time I do an episode of Subsistence, it'll be on that new save, that new series. But I'm glad we got to check out the paint. I do like it. I love that blue colour. And I like that dark red. I just wish things were a little cheaper so we could experiment a bit more, but that's all part of the game, isn't it? So we're covering a lot of ground here. Let's see if we can find this new plant. I'm not having much luck so far. How long have I been recording? Nearly an hour. That's good. We'll finish off today in game and call it there. I'll get back to base and warm up and refuel and restock, but I'm not hopeful we're going to find a piece of wheat. There's a lot of crates here. I'm just wondering if there might be other spawns of plants. Let's see. We've got a berry. So we're still finding this kind of stuff. There's a bear. I didn't hear that bear at all. That's interesting. We've got this wolf here, another one in the background. Let's avoid them if we can. Ah, another bit of cotton. See, they do stand out. And I'm hopeful that I would spot something that looks a little different. So we're spotting cotton, and that's pretty difficult to see normally, so just kind of scanning left and right. There's a deer over there, another bit of cotton. Pretty good day for a normal loot day. We've got a lock crate and three pieces of cotton so far in this run, so let's carry on. Gosh, the snow does make it tricky. It really does. Goodness me. Chicken there. That's a deer over there. See, I keep looking at these, but these are bits of grass. But wheat is very grass-like. I think the wheat model is more distinct, though. I think it's taller. But it is going to be that colour, I think. I gotta be careful I don't run out of stamina. Let's have a protein bar and a berry water. We're not cold particularly, so that's good. A rabbit there. Wolf over there. Another wolf. We should keep an eye out, actually thinking about it, for piggies, because if we wanted to cook some bacon, we're going to need a piggy. They give a chance of harvesting bacon. It's another good reason for hunting those down. I do ignore them a lot of the time because they're more of a pain. Because of the way they break your ankles, so I usually ignore them. But now we might want to get them for the fat and for the bacon. Alright, I'm not seeing anything particularly. It's quite a bad day to come out looking for wheat. Alright, we should probably start to head home. Let's have a... Whoa! Let's have a look on the map. Gosh, we need to go this way. So I need to head south. Okay, we'll head back this way. I've got a couple of bases on the map, you see, so I need to be going to this one. This one or this one. I've got 3 markers. I think I've got the mining outposts. We've got our second base, and then we have the main... Well, the first base was the first one we built, and then the main base is the second one we built, which we started in today, that we've painted. And then we've got the, as I say, the outpost for mining, which is pretty cool. Oh, it's making me feel chilly. It's actually pretty cold here today in the UK. Got the heating on, and then this is not helping. I am feeling the chill. So I think this is our main base ahead, and this one's the outpost, so we'll go this way. I wonder if there might be anything up here. Let's have a quick look. Gosh, the whole of the side of this hill is brown, which does not make looking for wheat very easy. More cotton. Oh gosh. Okay. I've got a bear chasing me, so we'll run this way a little. I bet you we come across some cotton, some wheat now. I kind of want to run up on the side of this hill. Let's do that quickly. We've got stamina. Let's check in my bar. Yeah, that wolf heard me. You can barely hear the growls with this weather. He's walking towards us. We've covered a lot of ground and it's not looking good, is it? It's getting a little quieter at least. Okay, right, we've got to be careful on the way back now, because we are going to be heading into an area where the hunter is potentially setting up his new base. But I really do think we kind of need to get home. Gonna grab a couple of bags. I'm just thinking maybe somewhere we've not been before, or for a while, might be useful to check out. No, I'm not seeing any sign of any wheat anywhere. I think it would have stood out. I think we would have spotted some by now, if there had been any. No, nothing round here. Keep gravitating towards these brown grassy areas, but nothing nothing much. Okay. Well, we're by our cougar spawn, so we've really covered a great area of the map. Can't believe we found so much cotton, actually. Okay, should we eat some vegetables? We'll have another protein bar. 2, actually. It's cold, so we're going to lose protein or energy a lot faster. Use up our protein. So we're coming up on the cougar spawn over here. This was where our fortress base was built. But of course they've now disbanded and we'll be rebuilding somewhere else. We don't know where yet. Let's have a moment to just have a quick look around. We need to know where the cougar is, really. And we kind of are close to where this hunter is set up. Yeah, there's the cougar up there. I kind of want to drag a wolf through where the hunter is probably set up. I think we're safe to run along here because we know the cougar's over on the right hand side a bit further. So I think we'll be good to run along the top here. There's a piggy. We could get some bacon. But where's the hunter in relation to this piggy? It's moving around a lot. The hunter's here somewhere. Can we shoot you and bring you towards us? Damn. Okay. Let's go this way quickly. So where's the hunter? Oh, there's some obsidian on the rock there. There's a berry there. I think the hunter must be down there somewhere. Where was that berry? There. Okay. Let's grab it. And cotton. More cotton? Crazy. Yeah, I reckon if we had run past some wheat, I think I would have spotted it. Okay, we've got a bear hanging out. I'm going to run down here, I guess. And we'll run into our base in a second. One last look down here. Any wheat anywhere, guys? No, but there is a wolf, a bear over there, in fact. Okay, let's head back inside anyway. Alright, let's, fingers crossed we find something just in this little area. Doesn't look like it. And I'll just check around the front just in case. We've got a level 5 chicken. Okay, let's have a look out at the view. Because we do have our rogues over there. Should we bring them over? I've got nothing to lose on this save. Look at this guy, all bare-chested. Okay, you want some as well? It's fine by me, fella. Are you hiding in the bushes? There we go. Nice. Now there is a bear. But I think that's everyone. Let's go and get those bodies, shall we? Hopefully the bear doesn't come over. I'm gonna get the shotgun out just in case. Let's go down and grab those crates, those bags. Everyone was nicely local. So here's this guy and your bag. Thank you, fella. Oh, that was a headshot then, I guess. That's unpleasant. Sorry about that. Chest. And chest. Yeah, okay. Fish! We got a fish! And he's cooking something here. What did you cook me? You burned some salmon? Okay. Alright, well that's a small rogue camp. Let's have a quick look around here quickly. A quick look quickly. A very quick run around and see. These, the way they're popping in is a little distracting. Is that potentially happening with the wheat and that's why we're not spotting any? I wonder. Until I find one, I'm really not gonna know. There's another plant here. Berry. They do stand out. I really think we would have spotted one. I know I've said it several times. But you get used to the landscape and the pattern as you're running around, especially if you've played a lot of this game, and I'm just not seeing anything different, so we'll run back and get home, warm up and save up, and then the next time you see me we'll be back in our other save and check out Alpha 67 in that one too. Interesting. Did you notice we ran through the medicinal plant here and look, no noise, but there is there. Have there ever been noises for medicinal plants when you ran through them? It's kind of odd. You would expect there to be a noise, I think. The sunsets are better. I reckon there's not as much... The lighting is better, is what I'm trying to say. It's easier to see looking into the direction of the sun in sunset. I wonder if that's one of the things that's been tweaked as well, because that was always a little odd. But yep, no sign of any wheat, so no bread, no sandwiches for me. But we'll keep all the food in the fridge and maybe we'll come back and have another look off camera. And then if I find some, I'll bring you back. But here's our decorated living room. Don't know why I got my pickaxe out there. Still some to do. We want to have something on the ceiling, I reckon. And then we've got to pick a colour here for the kitchen. But yeah, it's quite nice. I like this green. That green is very nice. And I like the feature blood wall there. Oh yeah, and it looks quite good through the glass as well. Yeah, that is nice. I'll take the hood off and do another quick screenshot there. But anyway, yeah, that's a quick look at this Alpha 67.08 update. Very early stage, and I'm sure there'll be some changes and updates. Don't be surprised. But yeah, no issues for me. My save seemed to transfer to the new format correctly, and the game is certainly running beautifully. And I look forward to the full release and then, in time, the next update. So, thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, take care and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.